port carbon emissions are 3% of global carbon emissions, mainly from loading and unloading machinery, vessels, and heavy trucks. So how can ports reduce carbon emissions? It relies on electricity and depends on hydrogen. According to industry data, the electrification rate of domestic ports is not very high. With less than 30%, it indicates that hydrogen energy also has great application potential. So, which specific areas rely on electricity to reduce carbon emissions? Mainly, it is the vessels at the port. According to statistics, during the docking of vessels, the carbon emissions produced by their fuel generators account for 40% to 70% of the total carbon emissions at the port, which is a high proportion. To reduce carbon emissions, ports will build shore power equipment, allowing vessels to use shore electricity during docking instead of generating power with fuel. Some short-distance logistics vehicle vessels will also be examined through electrification routes. For certain medium to long-distance heavy load scenarios, hydrogen energy has more advantages, such as with heavy trucks and large vessels. Additionally, for ports with renewable resources, there are certain application scenarios for hydrogen fuel cell power generation. Objectively speaking, the current application of hydrogen energy in ports is not as widespread as electrification. If we look at it from a long-term perspective, the development opportunities for hydrogen energy in ports are not just about reducing carbon emissions. They focus on promoting the green and low-carbon transformation of port enterprises, reducing emissions and boosting revenue. Ports connect inland production and trade enterprises on one end and shipping companies on the other, and they also have their own infrastructure and capacity. Port enterprises have an inherent advantage in developing clean green fuel. The future trend of storage and transportation, trade and application in ports is shifting from land to sea, moving from small-scale applications to bulk trade, primarily focusing on hydrogen energy and hydrogen engines. The application of green fuel in the shipping sector and bulk energy trade is also highlighted. Ports can form a base that combines hydrogen energy storage, transportation and trade, providing support for the large-scale application in the future shipping industry. In the past 2 years, green hydrogen projects have been launched in the shipping industry, and the demand for green fuel is clear. I think the application of hydrogen energy in ports will soon develop across the entire supply chain. Let's focus on Genyi and seize green energy opportunities.
Goodbye.